It's August and I've got a great power walk workout for us today. No equipment needed, so let's go. All right, killer bees, let's go ahead and get moving and grooving, and that means that we are getting started with some arm circles with high knees. You guys, welcome to the workout. I'm Paula B. I'm your best middle-aged fitness friend, and around here, we are all about making peace with your menopausal body by finding a healthy weight and moving in ways that feel like self-love. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what it would feel like to always move in ways that feel like self-love? I can, because I'm the one who designs these workouts, you guys. I am already planning on having a super fun time with this one today, but I'm gonna tell you that you might not. I know that's a weird way to start off the workout by telling you all the ways in which you might not enjoy it, but here's the thing, there's gonna be music on this one. And I know because some of you have told me that you really don't care for the music. That's totally okay. I will actually here on screen have another suggestion for you of a different workout without music that is not exactly the same because I don't ever repeat workouts, but similar enough that you can get the vibe of today's workout without having to do it. I'm also going to tell you, let's go ahead and do some arm crossers with booty kickers. I'm also going to tell you that for those of you who love the music but don't like it when I'm offbeat, I'm actually not listening to music while I'm filming this. So the music that I'm going to put on later in editing might not match what I'm doing. If that drives you crazy, again, I have a suggestion for you here on screen. You guys, I love it when you love the workouts, but if you'd rather do something else, that's totally okay with me too. For those of you who do stick around, hi, welcome. Here's what it looks like today. I do not have my handy dandy gym boss. You guys, I'm using my phone as a timer today because we're doing something sort of unusual. I have 3 different interval lengths. We're going 30 seconds and 20 seconds and 10 seconds. The 30-second interval is always going to be walking. This is a power walk today. So when in doubt, walk it out as we do. The other intervals are going to be other different kinds of exercise. Let's go ahead and do some welcome to my homes. I've got a handful of fun triplet work exercises that we're going to do together as a triplet, because what we're going to do is that 30-20-10 triplet. We're going to do each one 4 times in a row. So you can really get into the exercises, get the rhythm, see what I did there, of the workout. And enjoy yourself. I'm also going to warn you that I am going to, on some of the intervals, I'm going to be doing what I call a jiggety jog, which means that it's a little bit faster than like a brisk walk. I do not demand that you jog either jiggety or otherwise. I'm going to because I like it. You are absolutely welcome to take that exercise and every exercise and everything we ever do at a pace that works for you. You guys, are you ready for it? I think I am. All right, I have to figure out a place where I can actually see my timer, and maybe it'll be right here. You guys, let's get started walking. So we're gonna walk for this first 30 seconds. I'm gonna walk around a little bit. I'm gonna pretend like I can hear the music, even though I can't. This first triplet, we're gonna walk, and then we're gonna fast walk, whatever that means for you. For me, it's gonna be a little bit faster than this, not a ton faster. And then for the 10-second interval, I'm gonna be doing a little bit of a jiggity jog. You are welcome to just take it up another little notch. So for me, this is my brisk walk. Now here's the thing about these intervals. The 30 seconds is meant to be very mild, like really kind of bringing your heart rate down. When it beeps again here in just a couple of seconds, I'm gonna go into a jiggity jog. You get to figure out what pace works for you. The 30-second intervals, here we go. This is the 10 seconds. When it beeps again, we're coming back to a walk. The walk is always meant to be nice and gentle, because this whole workout, my friends, it's a power walk, but that means that we can get power from it by taking it at a nice moderate pace. Now, this is our first triplet of exercises. So when it beeps again, we're gonna do walking stars. That's a hand up and a foot out, and then your other hand up and your other foot out, stepping forward, and then we're gonna step back and step back. You might know it as a V step or a box step. I call it walking stars because that is how my brain works. You guys, Now, when it beeps again, for our 10-second interval, we're gonna be doing dancing frogs. The reason I call these dancing frogs, we're kicking out one foot and raising up our opposite hand. It reminds me of the frog whose name I can't think of, even though all of you have told me. It reminds me of the frog from the Warner Brothers cartoons. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. And right back to walking. We're gonna repeat that triplet 3 more times. When it beeps, we're doing walking stars. Coming up next is those dancing frogs. And right back to walking. Coming up next is walking stars. Get ready for those dancing frogs. And walking. Here comes walking stars. And then those dancing frogs. And back to walking. You guys, this triplet, we're coming back to that walk, fast walk, jiggity jog or not, just one time before we move into our next triplet. This is a great time to figure out where your heart rate is, figure out where your moderate is. This workout for me is meant to be moderate. Even though I'm calling it a power walk, you can get plenty of power out of moderation. So here we go with our brisk walk, picking it up just a little or a lot, whatever works for you, my friends. As long as you are pulling in your core and not getting injured, you are doing it exactly right. When it beeps again, or makes that sound again, not really a beep, I don't know what sound that is. I'm doing a jiggity jog. You can do whatever pace feels great and moderate for you. It's just 10 seconds. When it beeps again, we are walking. Here comes our next triplet of exercises. This time, we're doing walking as we do. The 20-second interval is gonna be diving airplanes. Our hands are making airplane arms. You can make the noise, but we're gonna kick up our opposite foot back behind us. Now, I like to try to reach my hand from my foot. Am I actually? No, it's never about that. It's always about moving your body in a way that is just the right amount of challenging. This kind of lateral motion, so good for your inner and outer thighs and for your balance. When it beeps again, we are doing papa squats. It's just 10 seconds. You can handle anything for 10 seconds, right? Little squat, hands go up, boom, and up. When it beeps again, coming right back to walking. Gonna do this triplet 3 more times. Awesome job, we're walking. Getting ready for diving airplanes. Oh. I knew I was gonna get that transition wrong. You guys, make the workout work for you, even if you're doing something awkward or totally different than I am. Coming up next, we're doing papa squats. Little squat, hands up in the air. And back to walking. Coming up is diving airplanes. Here come papa squats. And walking. Coming up is diving airplanes. And papa squats, here we go. And great job, we're back to walking, you guys. We're gonna do that walk, fast walk, or, I mean, not even faster, really, whatever pace works for you. Have I said that enough? I know that sometimes when we get going with the beat of the music, you might go a little bit faster than maybe you intended to, and it feels so good in the moment, but then we realize after the workout that it might have been a little bit past moderate, a little bit over what we meant to do today. Here's my version of fast walk. I'm gonna jiggity jog for the 10 seconds. You do you, my friend. You know what's moderate for you, and if you don't, err on the side of doing slightly too little so that next time you could bring it to whatever pace feels good on that day. I'm doing a little jiggity jog. When it beeps again, we're coming back to that power walk. I've got another triplet of exercises for us. Awesome job. All right. Speaking of awkward transitions, here's what's coming next. When it beeps, we're doing reverse ding-dongs. I love to do ding-dongs. It's like a bell swinging from side to side. My hands are gonna go one way and the opposite foot is kicking out the other way. You can still get swinging, still get rocking, but this is a little bit different of something for your brain and your body to figure out. And here we go. Swing and kick. Nice job. Thinking about pulling in your core, thinking about going at your moderate pace. When it beeps, we're gonna do overhead to high knees. That one you can really get rocking with nice and fast, but hands overhead mean heart rate comes up too. So you think about what's best for you. When it beeps again, gonna do this triplet 3 more times, starting with that walk. Here we go. Coming up is reverse ding-dongs. And then overhead to high knees, moving at your pace. And back to walking. Coming up is reverse ding-dongs. And overhead to high knees. Whew. Feeling this work, and back to walking. Coming up is reverse ding-dongs. And overhead to high knees. Excellent. Here we are back at walking. Do you feel the power? Yes, you guys. I love a workout like this where you can take your own pace and get as much or as little out of it as you want or need to for the day. When it beeps, we're doing that fast walk. This is our palate cleanser in between. After this little triplet, coming up is our last triplet of exercises. So coming up right now, we're gonna do fast walking or not. My friends, where's your heart rate? How are you feeling about your moderation today? How are you feeling about getting your goals? I promise doing too much is not going to help you get there any faster. When it beeps again, I'm doing a jiggity jog. You are doing what works best for you. The next time it beeps, we're coming back to that beautiful walking pace. What a good job you're doing. Excellent. All right. Let's challenge your brain again, shall we? Here we are with our walking. When in doubt, we can always walk it out. Coming up next, we're doing wide walking stars. It's exactly like walking stars, except completely different because you're going side to side. I don't know why that feels so different, but my brain explodes every time we do this. We're gonna put our arm out to the side while stepping out to the side, and then our other arm out to the other side while stepping out to that side. So out, in. Switch your leader. every time. Here we go. Awesome job. When it beeps again, we're transitioning from this into middle skips. Not exactly my finest exercise, but we're gonna give it a try. And here we go. It's your opposite knee, opposite hand, as though you're skipping. When it beeps again, we're coming back to walking. Yes. And we're doing this triplet 3 more times. We're getting ready for those wide walking stars. Coming up next is middle skips. And back to walking. Get ready for those wide walking stars. Coming up next is middle skips. And walking. Ready for those wide walking stars. Here come the middle skips. And walking. Oh yes, indeed. I've got this one final triplet for us. This is our built-in finisher. Coming up next, rather than doing a brisk walk, I'm gonna do a jiggity jog, and the final 10 seconds, I'm gonna do a run. You do whatever pace works for you. That's me clapping for you, my friend. We are at the end of this workout. You've done a great job already. Find a pace that works for you for the finisher, and we're gonna finish this out strong. Here's my jiggity jog. And it might be a walk for you, a brisk walk for you, might be a jiggity jog for you. It might be whatever feels doable and fun. Always, always what I'm looking for in a workout. You guys, when it beeps again, it's 10 seconds long. Here's a run for me. How do you want to finish this off? In just a couple of seconds. The next time it beeps is the last time that it's going to. Oh my gosh, what a good job you did. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and bring this down a couple notches, right? My feet are still trying to go real fast, but let's do some arm circles. And bring that heart rate down. What a fantastic power walk you did today. I'm super, super proud of you, my friends. I know if you've been following along, today is day 6. And we've had a couple of workouts now that were maybe right at the edge of your moderate. My friends, figuring out your moderate so that you can get the weight loss results you want is possibly the most important piece of what we do. Let's go ahead and open it up. And then, oh my goodness, you know what's coming. Give yourself a hug and a pat on your back. This was so much fun for me. I hope you had a great time with it. I hope you feel amazing. I hope you feel powerful. And even more important than that, I really hope that you are getting the results that you want. My friends, exercise has very little to do with losing weight, truly. Here on screen, it's everything you need to know about how to lose weight at 50 and beyond, and working harder isn't really part of that equation. On the other side of the screen, I do have a longer cool down for you. This was very powerful today. So help yourself to a little bit more stretching, a little bit more walking, and a little bit more hugging. You guys, make sure that you subscribe before you go, and I'll see you tomorrow.